So we all know that the Minnesota Timberwolves made one of the worst trades in NBA history this past offseason. A trade in which they gave up Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Leandro Bolmaro, Walker Kessler, and multiple first-round picks for Rudy Gobert. And season 1 with Gobert has not made it look like a good trade. They're fighting for a playoff spot right now, and we haven't been able to see Gobert with Karl-Anthony Towns, one of their best players, because Cat's injury this season. So Timberwolves fans, I'm going to be nice to you today. We're going to be doing a what if this trade never happened. Now, this could cause a ripple effect throughout the league, but I really only left it as the Rudy Gobert trade never happening and the Donovan Mitchell trade never happening. So that means the Timberwolves will also have D'Angelo Russell, since that deal won't go down at the deadline. And yeah, like the Jazz are going to have both Donovan Mitchell and Gobert this season. The Cavs are going to have Markkanen. Everything else is pretty much how it was at the start of the season. A couple trade deadline moves are in there as well. So like KD will still be on the Suns. Because like I said, I could have done a ripple effect, but that could have just affected every single move. And I tweeted about this a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, just imagine this team with like the young talent and the roster spots like they have. Like at point guard, basically you have D'Angelo Russell, who's an expiring contract. We could still definitely move him at the deadline, but you like have Anthony Edwards to build around. You have Wendell Moore, who you got in the first round. You have Jalen Noel, who's a nice young wing still at 23. You have Malik Beasley. It would be a perfect trade deadline piece again at the deadline. Patrick Beverley, we could also move at the deadline. I got to change his contract to go up $10 million. You have Jaden McDaniels, who's taking a nice jump this year in real life out of Washington, second-year man, or excuse me, third-year player, but like, yeah, imagine having him along with Cat and all your other picks. We have Vanderbilt still. We still have Jared Vanderbilt. We would have Cat. You have Taurean Prince, Kyle Anderson, Walker Kessler, and Naz Reid, who's breaking out this season. And I am super excited for this rebuild. So like I said, we could still move Beverley and Beasley and Russell at the deadline, but we're going to see how this team can play out. I think I'm going to start Naz Reid over Walker Kessler. We'll have Vanderbilt and Kessler coming off the bench. Slow-Mo's going to get some minutes. He's been very good for the Timberwolves. Like, Noah's going to get minutes. Pat Bev, Malik Beasley, they might not even crack the rotation because this is a deep roster. So, yeah, I mean, I could give 6 minutes to Malik Beasley. We'll probably do something like this. 11 to Beasley, 10 to Noel, because I want to give Slow-Mo some minutes as well. So, yeah, it's going to be D'Lo, Edwards, McDaniels, Towns, Reid, Vanderbilt, Kessler, Anderson, Beasley, Noel. So, I'm definitely going to be making some moves at the deadline. Like, at least Patrick Beverley is going to get traded. We'll see if Malik Beasley and or D'Angelo Russell gets traded, depending on our record, because I would like to give some minutes to Wendell Moore, maybe Josh Minot, for the remainder of the season. Under Chris Finch, we're a 4-star, 7 seconds or less team. I like that. And after the Golden State Warriors rebuild, I'm taking a little bit of the break from injuries. So injuries will not be on for this. So I'm actually very excited for this. Like I said, let's see how we play throughout the first half of the regular season. I'll see you guys at the trade deadline to update you the stats, the standings, and if we're going to make any moves or not. All right, so let's see if any Timberwolves made the All-Star game this year. Does Anthony Edwards still make it with no Rudy Gobert here? Or does maybe Karl-Anthony Towns get it? We don't see Towns, and we don't see Edwards either. Damn. So we're approaching the trade deadline, but we're 15 games above 500. So we're playing better without Gobert, because of course we are. Can we beat the Jazz on the road going into the deadline? Yep, we beat them by 13. D'Angelo Russell with 29-6. You got Cat with 22-8. Looks like they picked up Taylor Horton-Tucker. Shout out to him going for like 37 the other night as well. All right, so yeah, we're 16 games above 500. We sit as the 3 seed in the West behind the Pelicans and the LA Clippers with no injuries on. Of course, they're going to be up there. Anthony Edwards is leading the way in scoring, 23.5 points, 5 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 50, 40, 80 splits. Do not know how he wasn't an all-star with a 64% true shooting. Karl-Anthony Towns was really good as well, so if you're a Cat fan, you got him in 2 straight videos with him in the Warriors rebuild. Hopefully I don't have to trade him today. D'Lo, man, he's playing well. Was hoping that that assist rate could be a little bit higher, but he's being efficient. He's scoring well. 60% true shooting. Okay. Walker Kessler is probably showing me why he needs to start over Naz Reid, and that's like a big decision I think I need to make, because I love Naz Reid as a player, and he's breaking out this season for the Timberwolves. He's definitely going to get paid this offseason, but do I want to commit to him when we have Walker Kessler, who's under his rookie contract? Or do I try to bring back both of them? I mean, we'll see what he's looking for at the contract extension deadline. I was hoping a little bit more scoring out of Jaden McDaniels this year. I'm fine with everybody else. I think we could look into a Pat Bev trade. I'd like to give more minutes to Vanderbilt as well. I know he's pretty upset. His overall has gone down 3 points. All right, I really can't find any trades I love for Pat Bev, so I think I'm just going to buy him out. I'll be nice. As for potentially moving Malik Beasley, he does have that team option, so I might wait till the offseason. And then if we went to contract extension deadline, we could bring back D'Lo. He wants a decent amount of money. He's 26 years old. You know, we could bring back D'Lo. If he's going to develop well for us, he's better in 2K than he is in real life. We could also bring back Jalen Noel as well, and then feel more comfortable about moving Malik Beasley in the offseason. Malik Beasley would resign as well. Naz Reid does want to test for agency. So you know what? I think I'm willing to get this done. I think I'm willing to give D'Lo a 3-year deal. Could still move him eventually. I don't think I'm going to move him at the deadline. We're going to give him about 23 mil a year. We'll give him about 24 flat rate, so it comes out to 72 million over 3 years. He's going to happily accept that. And then I do want to bring back Jalen Noel on a 4-year deal with a player option on the last year, but I'm going to front load it similar to like Keldon Johnson's next extension that he got. I can compare a lot of these contracts to that, but I'll start it off at about 12 million, which I think is fair market value for him. Yeah, Malik Beasley, I'm not going to bring back just yet. I think we're going to probably do a pick up the team option and trade him in the offseason. So yeah, let's hope this team can still be a top 3 seed and we can get a home playoff series in round 1. As Luka Doncic wins MVP, Jaden Ivey is your rookie of the year. 6th man of the year goes to Cole Anthony. Shout out to him in Orlando. But yeah, Ivey getting it over Paolo Banchero. Giannis gets Depoy, averaging still 28, 11, and 6. And most improved goes to Şengün. That's pretty dope. So just kind of redoing the season with not starting at start today. You have the 2 top guys possibly from the 2018 class. Well, now you can throw Shea in there. You have Giannis, Tatum, and Embiid on first team. Second team, Jokic, Randall, LeBron, Lillard, and Morant. Third team, Harden, Donovan Mitchell in Utah, KD, Jimmy, and Bam. Gobert does get all defensive first team in Utah. No surprise there. We do get Walker Kessler on all rookie second team. Surprised he didn't make all rookie first team. So we are the 4th seed taking on the 5-seeded LA Lakers. They have Dennis Schroeder, Austin Reeves, LeBron. They still have Hashimura, Mo Bamba. No, like those guys are still on the team. Gary Payton they picked up though. I'm excited to also set the playoff rotation just to show you guys the stats. Like Edwards almost finished with 24 points per game. Cat 21 in about 7. Russell 18. I'm probably going to start Kessler over Reed for the playoffs. And yeah, like maybe we move Vanderbilt in the offseason as well because he's probably never going to crack this front court with Towns and Naz Reid there. So I think like we can go probably 22 to Vanderbilt, 20 to Naz Reid. I would like to go about 32 to Kessler, 36 to Towns. How am I going to figure out these minutes now? Because I am going a 10-man rotation. Do I choose to play Jalen Noel, who shot 29 from 3, or Malik Beasley? I feel like we're going to choose to play Malik Beasley in the playoffs. Slow-mo, he's efficient, man. I like what he does for us. So I'm going to give him and Malik Beasley both 18 minutes a night. We'll probably go like 2 less to Vanderbilt, and then we can go 2 more to Edwards. And then go, 2 more or 3 more to D'Lo because he played well for us this season. All right, so can we beat the LA Lakers in round 1? The Utah Jazz did not make the playoffs nor the play-in tournament. That's not good for them. And yeah, good thing about us is we have all our draft picks going forward. We're currently up 3-0 on the Lakers in the first 3 games. Cat and Edwards are combining for 50 points. Let's go. Can we sweep them? And yes, we can. We end up sweeping them. We win by 8. Edwards with 44 and 8. Russell with 27, 4, and 7. Next up, we're taking on the Dallas Mavericks, who have Luka. They still have Kyrie. Yeah, like I said, I didn't want to do the ripple effect too much. Kyle Lowry is coming off the bench for them. I guess that, I don't know, because I tried doing like a Davis Bertans, but getting a pick trade from them in the middle of the season, but I guess they might have moved him to Miami. Yeah, for Maxi Kleber and Bertans and Haslam was traded. Oh no. All right, let's see how game 1 goes. We end up winning. Man, this is all without Rudy Gobert. We still have all our young players, or at least depth players. I shouldn't say young players because like Cat is still young and so is Anthony Edwards, and we have all our picks. Yeah, so we end up losing by 2 here in game 2. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 34 against us. Game 3 we end up losing. Anderson had 16 points in 18 minutes. I didn't really expect to win this series because they definitely have the 2 best players in the series, with Luka being at 1 and Kyrie being at 2. We go down 3-1 and we lost by 2 in game 4. So in game 2 we lost by 2. Game 3 we got blown out, and then game 4 we ended up losing by 2. Are we gonna get gentlemen swept? Yes, we do. Damn, we won game 1. I'm like, are we gonna make it to the conference finals? That is not the case, as we end up losing in 5 to the Mavericks in the quarterfinals. You have the Bulls in the NBA finals joining the Portland Trailblazers. Okay, you have a 6 seed versus a 4 seed. Battle of the Red right there, and the Bulls end up winning in 7, with Alonzo being your finals MVP. Chris Paul retires. Okay. Greg Popovich retires. Paul and Melo are going to the Hall of Fame. So hey, we have the 23rd pick in this draft. We could get like a nice wing, like a Maxwell Lewis. We could look for some big man depth like a Khalil Ware, Derek Lively, Kyle Filipowski. Maybe look at like a James Najee, just a Eurostash player that's super young and raw now, and then it could be a immediate impact for us in a few years. Man, I would actually love the future of this team if they didn't make this trade. I'm sorry. I'm done kind of just talking about it as if it had any chance of not happening. Maybe it did, but you never know. So it is here on draft night. Like, I want to give Wendell Moore some minutes next year. There's so much depth on this team currently. We also have 2 second-round picks as well. A part of me maybe wants to move Kyle Anderson, but I think maybe it's more likely we move Jared Vanderbilt. He's going to ask for a little bit more money next season. I like him as a player, but I could definitely get a lot for him, as the Rockets take Scoot Henderson over Wemby with the number 1 pick. What? The Pacers too? Wemby falls to Golden State's laps. Are you kidding? Oh my god. No, I can't allow that. That is absurd, man. That is absurd. So here's pretty much how the first round finished out before we ended up taking or selecting here at 23. So yeah, I'm gonna go James Najee. He's a Euro stash player in this draft class, which is fine. As, oh my god, Rudy Gobert was just traded, I believe, to the Lakers for a 2024 first and a 2025 lottery protected first. Oh my god, so much less than what he went for originally. And I'm not sure if it was actually the Lakers or the Pelicans that traded for him. We got Matthew Cleveland out of Florida State with pick 47, and then Tari Armstrong with pick 54. Yeah, he ended up going to the Lakers. I mean, that's good value too. Like, you have LeBron, AD, and Gobert. I mean, but the contract is just so big. We're going to pick up the team option on Malik Beasley. We're going to decline it on Jordan McLaughlin and Taurean Prince. Obviously, pick it up on McDaniels and the Ant-Man. Qualifying offers, we have none to dish out. So we're going to trade Malik Beasley to the Western Conference team that lost in the finals, the Portland Trailblazers. We're getting their 2027 unprotected first, and we're going to take on Kevin Knox. We do have a lot of wings and forwards, so we'll see what this team looks like possibly after free agency. Naz Reid is a free agent. $14 million. He's a really good backup center. I want to bring him back. We can afford him. I would give him a 4-year deal. Probably not a 5th year. I'll give him a player option as well on that, and I'll let that just go up and increase over time. So yeah, we're going to sign him on that. We have a lot of guys on this team right now, so I really got to figure out who I'm giving minutes to next year in our 10-man rotation. Like, definitely D'Lo at the 1, Ant at the 2. I would like to give Wendell Moore and Jalen Noel minutes, so that's 4 players right there. Jaden McDaniels marks that 5. Anderson, Towns, Vanderbilt marks that 6, 7, 8. Kessler and Reed, that's 9 and 10, right? I guess, yeah, it would have been tough to draft somebody that was going to play for us right away. So it's nice that Najee's not coming over for a few years. Did Kyrie leave? No, he stays in Dallas. Harden stays in Philly. KP stays in Washington. Christian Wood goes to replace Gobert out there in Utah. Oh, yes, a lot of green right there. Ant is so close to a 90. I'm hoping Cat could get there, but for some reason, he doesn't really get there in 2K. All right, so let's start off the 2024 season and look at our rotation. We know it's going to be D'Lo. Ant's going to start. We'll give him 36 minutes tonight. We'll do Cat 34. McDaniels, I want to play a ton. Same with Kessler. We have Vanderbilt, Reed, Anderson. No, I guess I didn't calculate Anderson in that, or I just didn't. Oh, no. That is my 10-man rotation. Okay. So I did calculate that correctly. So I think for the regular season, like Anderson, Noel, I would like to give Wendell Moore about like 12 minutes as well. So this is going to get really tough to get him up to the minutes I want. So 12 minutes there. Vanderbilt can get about 24. I would like to get Naz Reid to about 19 minutes a night. So maybe 28 to Kessler, maybe do 28 to McDaniels, and then just one less to Cat, 35 to Edwards, and maybe one less to D'Lo throughout the regular season, and then we can go 21 to Naz Reid and have a 10-man rotation there. We'll trim it down to 9 for the playoffs. We're 4-star, 7 seconds or less. We could also be a trade deadline team this year if we want to potentially make a move. I wanted to see where Wendell Moore shot tendency was at. That's fine. It could be at like a low 60s. I think everything here looks good with me. I might lower Vanderbilt and Kessler just a tad bit, even D'Lo as well. So I'll see you guys at the deadline, and hopefully this team is a top 3 seed in the West, and we can be buyers rather than sellers at the deadline. So you have Luka and Tatum that are captains here in the All-Star game. We got Karl-Anthony Towns making the All-Star game, averaging 20 points, 6.7 rebounds, 4.6 assists, just elite efficiency, 65% true shooting. And Anthony Edwards did not make it. Oh man, we are 21 games above 500. We got off to a little bit of a rocky start. How did the Ant-Man, I think this is his 2nd year in a row getting snubbed. Yeah, like, how did he not make it? He should be up there in the MVP race, but he's not. They're all hating on Minnesota, man. Are we a top 3 seed? We should be in the West. Yeah, we're number 2. You got the Lakers with Rudy Gobert as the 1 seed. So do I want to make a trade at the deadline? I mean, Jared Vanderbilt, is he upset here still? He is, no, he's fine. He's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. He's been a nice bench piece for us. We have nobody that wants to resign. Like Ant, we're going to have to pay, but it's a rookie extension, so we're going to be fine. Vanderbilt and McDaniels are testing for agency. I believe both will be restricted, though. Vanderbilt will be iffy because he was a 2nd-round pick. D'Lo is averaging 6.7 assists. I like this a lot better, just being elite. 3-point shooter, field goal shooter, free throw shooter for a guard, get a decent amount of assists, and just try really hard on defense rather than scoring on offense. The Utah Jazz are one of the worst teams in the league at 15 and 38. All right, I'm just tempted to try this. So instead of going after Rudy Gobert, we're going to go after the other Jazz player, Donovan Mitchell. I'm going to offer Kyle Anderson, which we're fine giving up because we have Cat and Vanderbilt as that power forward duo. We're going to give up Jalen Noel, which hurts a little bit, but we have to throw him in to make the money work. We have Jaden McDaniels, who's having a very good season, 23 years old, but it's Donovan Mitchell. And I'd have to throw in this trade exception, which was the Malik Beasley one from the offseason that we got Kevin Knox. We have to take on Terrence Ross just for a roster spot. I don't even know if they will accept this. Let's say they say no. I don't really know if I want to give up any other players. I would give up 2 first-round picks. I mean, you'd probably prefer this one and like maybe this Portland pick. Would you guys do this? Okay, so never mind. All right, erase that. We're going to the end of the season. I thought it was worth a shot. Jason Tatum wins MVP this season. Victor Wembanyama is your Rookie of the Year. Cole Anthony gets Sixth Man of the Year for the second straight season. Evan Mobley gets DPOY. LaMelo Ball Most Improved. He's now averaging 28 and 10. And we got Coach of the Year. Let's go. 57 and 25 record. Wendell Moore, actually on our rookie second team, sure. He's probably not going to play in the playoffs, as we ended up as the 1 seed in the West. We ended up with a 57 and 25 record, like I mentioned before. 2 games better than the Thunder, 5 than the Lakers. We're taking on the Grizzlies in round 1. This is a very tough round 1 matchup. I mean, maybe Russell Westbrook makes them worse. I don't know. They have Jalen Hood-Schifino. Shout out to him. Yeah, so we're going to see what this team can do in the playoffs. Like I said, I'm probably going to go to a 9-man rotation, which is going to make this cut a little bit. It's going to be easy. It's going to be Wendell Moore. He's going to go down. I think we're going to stick at 15 to Jalen Noel. I think we're going to stick at 15 to Kyle Anderson. I'm cool with Naz Reid getting 21, maybe 20. We'll stick at 24 to Vanderbilt. So I want to do 30 to Kessler, 36 to Cat, 38 to Edwards, 30 to McDaniels, and then 31 to D'Lo. Yeah, McDaniels was pretty good for us this season. So round 1, you have a rematch from the 2021 round 1, and we're down 3-0 to an 8 seed. Are you kidding me? Why make me the 1 seed if you're gonna drop me? Oh my god, we lose game 1 by 1 point. Okay, game 2 by 5, and then game 3 by 5. Whatever. Are we gonna get swept? We ended up winning game 4 in overtime by 7. Ja went off. So did Ant. Game number 5, we ended up winning. Okay, we have ourselves a series. We won by 13. I'm not sucking myself in. If we lose game 6, we lose game 6. And oh my god. Okay. I wonder now if we've accumulated all these assets. We go after somebody in the offseason. We try to have a big 3 of Cat, Edwards, and that guy. Steph Curry's your Western Conference Finals MVP. Randall is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Okay, shout out to the Knicks, man. And who's going to win the finals? The Knicks sweep them. Hell yeah. I love that. And Randall is your Finals MVP. And LeBron retires. Joe Mazzulla was like, I've seen enough. All right, so in this draft, we have the 28th overall pick, which is ours, and that's it. We want to keep Chris Finch around as our head coach. All right, I wonder if we can get a little bit younger here. I don't often trade for James Harden, but I feel like he could be, like the contract's terrible, but he's coming off a really good season. I feel like he could be just D'Lo on another level for us, have that playoff experience, and we wouldn't have to give up too much. It's just D'Lo, that trade exception, and pick 28 for Harden. They say no. If I gave you Josh Minot, would you do that? They say no to that. And I will give you that Blazers pick we got last offseason. What? You still said no to that? And if I gave you James Najee as well? Wow, okay, never mind. We're not getting Harden. So in the draft, we ended up with Burke Bayux. He's a 6'9" power forward out of Turkey. We're going to still sign Najee, and we get Bryce Hopkins here. We're going to pick up the team option on everybody, and we're going to extend the qualifying offers to Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels. So Vanderbilt is actually unrestricted. $20 million a year for him is a lot. Maybe I should have looked to move him. So maybe it's a sign and trade, but I'm going to give him that because I feel like we should bring him back. Kyle Anderson, I'd like to bring him back as well. And yeah, we signed both of them, and then I'm going to match any deal Edwards or McDaniels gets. Edwards got 3 years, $100 million from the Clippers. We're matching that. And we're going to pay McDaniels about $15 million a year. I mean, we could revisit the Donovan Mitchell thing just because he's on an expiring contract. I honestly think he could run the point for us. So let's say instead of giving up McDaniels, we're giving up D'Angelo Russell. I also give up Kyle Anderson, James Najee. I have this Jazz first, and then also this Trailblazers first as well. That's a lot for Mitchell. I don't know. Will they say yes? They do not. I would give you like Wendell Moore, and then we could probably call it there. Okay. All right. I might try to swap D'Angelo Russell for Malcolm Brogdon just because we can get a little bit more defense there. I'm going to give up my lottery protected first, Josh Minot, and D'Angelo Russell for him, and they say yes. So I could still see us being a deadline team. I'm going to sign Kevin Knox for just a 1-year deal just as a roster spot. All right. So we have Brogdon, Edwards, McDaniels, Cat, Kessler, Vanderbilt, Reed, Anderson, Noel off the bench for now. So we're going to rock with this. We're going to see how far this team can take us by the deadline, and we could make a move if I feel like we're not going to win it all. I mean, like, we won a playoff series in year 1, we lost in round 1 as a 1 seed, so I think we still need to make another move. So we got Karl-Anthony Towns in the All-Star game. Anthony Edwards, I think, has been snubbed every single season. We are 32 games above 500 though. How did he not make the All-Star game? That doesn't make any sense. Did I miss him? Nope, he has never made the All-Star game. He's averaging 28.5 points. That doesn't make any sense, 2K. Like, he should legitimately be the MVP favorite, but he's just not even in the top 5. So, I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, this roster, like, adding Brogdon is, like, a more veteran, pass first, defending point guard is going to help us get over the top, but I don't know. Like, it lets, like, Edwards and Cat score more for sure, and he's an elite shooter. I don't know. Do I think that this team can go all the way? I don't feel good about it. But you know what? Let's ride with this team. Let's see what it could do. Luka takes home MVP, Xavier Booker Rookie of the Year, Brandon Miller in Indiana 6th Man of the Year behind most likely Benedict Mathurin. We go 67-15. But are we just a regular season team? I hope not. Yeah, like Anthony Edwards should have won MVP, man. He's playing minimum 40 minutes a game for me in the playoffs. Absurd season from him. What was his true shooting? 66%. How is that not an all-star? What? All right, yeah, nah, whatever, 2K. Like, maybe it's a glitch that they just will never give him an all-star appearance. So Kyle Anderson, you're going to get about 14 minutes along with J.O. Noah. Naz Reid, I think I'm going to bump him down just to like 23 minutes a night. Vanderbilt could stay at 24 or go down to 24. 32 to Kessler, 37 to Cat. I want to go 40 to Ant. Let's give one more to Brogdon, and then we'll adjust as we find out who we're facing. 4 stars, 7 seconds. Are we better like if we went to balance? No, so we'll stick with that. We're taking on the Utah Jazz in the play-in tournament. They have Domantas Sabonis, Tyus Jones, Isaac, Gregory Jackson. Okay, they got some talent. They got Bryce Sensabaugh as well. We should beat them, right? Oh my God, we lost game 1. We're tied 2-2. We end up winning in 6. I got flashbacks from last year against Memphis. But yeah, Anthony Edwards averaged 35 points in round 1. Now we're taking on the Denver Nuggets in round 2. Still have Murray, Porter Jr., Gordon, Jokic, and KCP, Zeke Naji as well. Wow, they have a very similar team to what they have currently in real life. They also have Grady Dick still, but it did not matter. We end up sweeping them. Let's freaking go. Anthony Edwards averaged 40 and 7. Yep, we're getting like this Anthony Edwards playoff breakout. How is he not an all-star? I don't know. Cat is balling out also. And now we're taking on the Mavericks, a team that beat us back in year 1. They have Vucevic, Okongwu, Rozier, Love, Kyrie, and Luka still. It's a good team. We win game 1, though, by 11. 155-144. Hell yeah, Cat, 33 points. Game 2 ends in a L. Ugh, we give up 153. Yeah, it's going to be a very high-scoring series. We go up 2-1, 116-102. As I say, a high-scoring series. Pretty low-scoring game. In NBA standards, you know, nowadays. We end up losing by 16 here in game 4. Huge game 5. The Cavs are already in the finals. We don't get off to a great start. We are at home now. We have an amazing second quarter. We're up by double digits here in the second half. Just don't choke in the fourth. We don't choke, and we're going to end up beating them by 29. Ant with 48, 10, and 6. He's out Luka-ing Luka. Yeah, because Luka always puts up those insane video game numbers. And now it's the Ant-Man. All right, let's win in game 6. Can we not go to a game 7? This one is going to be a close one, it looks like. Can we hold on? Yes, we can. We're going to end up winning. I think it was by like 15. Ant with Conference Finals MVP. Garland in the East. Ant with 32. Cat with 30. Vanderbilt 21 and 10. All right. So now we have the 2 teams that traded for the 2 Jazz players, but they don't have either one of those. The Cavs have Garland, Agbaji, Okoro, Mobley, Allen. They got Lowry Markkanen coming off the bench with Colin Sexton still there. Jalen Smith, THT. They swept the Celtics, so that scares me. But we beat them in game 1 by 23 points. Brogdon, 27-point triple-double. All right. Let's see if we can win game 2. I don't want to simcast it. Just want to simulate the game. We win. All right. By 5, we're up 2-0. Game 3, we ended up losing, though, by 25. Ugh, we get blown out. Don't let them win game 4. Yes, we win 3-1. And let's stop blow a 3-1 lead. And can we win it all? Yes, we can. We win in 5. The Minnesota Timberwolves win it because of Anthony Edwards. Non-All-Star, non-All-NBA, non-Top 5 MVP Anthony Edwards. So yeah, we got to keep a lot of the guys that were like originally in the trade, like Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt. I guess that's really it. We got to keep some our first round picks as well. We ended up getting Malcolm Brogdon throughout this. And I like that I just developed this Timberwolves team. I didn't have to make crazy moves. This was the trajectory they needed to go on, and they blew it up. They went in a different way. It was the new owner syndrome. Every time there's a new owner in any sports league, they want to make a splash. Like the Broncos just had a new owner, traded for Russell Wilson. Suns, new owner, trades for Kevin Durant. It's a pretty common thing, actually. I hope you guys did enjoy this Minnesota Timberwolves rebuild. All my links are in the description below. My newsletter, my NFL channel, my other NBA channel, my Twitter, all down there below. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.